And we're on the air with Noir 106, week 5.
How's it going, Bond? Black? How are you both this week?
Pretty good.
Just a quick reminder, Groom is off on assignment right now, so he will not be participating this week in our intro video. This week we're kind of switching directions and we're jumping into design. So we did visual 2 weeks ago. We just finished our intro to audio, and now we're going to design. And sometimes students struggle a little with the difference between visual and design. I kind of describe it as visual tends to be based more on photography and basic manipulation of images, maybe mixing images together to tell stories, collaging. Whereas when you get into design, we're really starting to talk about some really formal concepts that have to do with how you lay out well-designed things. And we're going to be talking about a bunch of those concepts this week. But it is different from visual, and I think you'll be able to tell from the assignments how different it is. We're going to be doing a couple of different kind of reflection assignments. Bond, why don't you talk to them a little about the Vignelli canon, the film watching, and the copyright stuff we're going to be doing this week.
Yeah, well, one of the things we're going to be looking at is the idea of copyright versus Creative Commons. Some of the things that we've been doing already is remixing and sampling and working with other media out there, which sometimes tends to be copyrighted. And when we get to video, you may actually get notices from Google that this is copyrighted. So we want you to be aware of that. We've got a video that discusses copyright and Creative Commons and a few brief readings on the issue. We want you to look those over and do a quick reflection on your own impression of what's copyright law, what's fair use, what are you allowed to use even though it's copyright, and what's Creative Commons all about. And you're going to write that up in a Copyright Thoughts post. Tag it as Copyright Thoughts. Another thing we're doing is looking at some formal information on design. We have a booklet called the Vignelli Canon, which comes from Massimo Vignelli, who was like a superstar in the world of graphic design. It's actually a booklet, but there's not a lot of text, a lot of imagery, a lot of white space, and it's really explaining design principles for the benefit of other designers, sharing his knowledge. A lot of what Vignelli did was before internet, when design was in print, ink on paper, so some of that's not going to be quite relevant to what we do online, but the principles are still there. So read through that and let us know what you think about that. Your reflections on that would be categorized or categorized under thoughts and idea, tagged as Vignelli, without quotes. And the third thing is we're going to be watching some films, and these are going to be your choice. Double Indemnity is one that we have. We listened to that on DS106 Radio last week. You can look at the movie this week. That's a classic one from 1944. Ridley Scott's Blade Runner from 1980, or the Coen brothers' The Big Lebowski. That's from the late 90s. All of these are set in Los Angeles, so think about the environment that they're showing, whether it's in the 40s or the 90s, or Blade Runner is actually set in 2019. And what is the space and that time frame as the design and the style of noir in those films? What kind of elements of noir are you seeing particular to certain times and places? So you're going to put this under thoughts and ideas and tag it as film design.
That's great. Thanks, Bond. I wanted to just mention one thing about these reflection posts. One thing I've been noticing when students are writing up these reflections, and I don't know if you're seeing this as well with your students, is that they're not necessarily referring back to some of those readings or videos that we've asked them to watch in those reflections. And we definitely want them to tell us their impressions, but we'd like that to be grounded in whatever it is that we ask them to look at and reflect upon. So as you're writing those reflections, think about what were the points of that reading or that particular video of film that really resonated with you. Give us examples. The more specific you are, the better your examples are, the stronger that reflection is going to be. Do you think that's a fair assessment, Vaughn?
Yeah, that's good. a lot of what I'm seeing, people are like summarizing things,
Hmm.
and that's not really necessary. Like we're all reading the Vignali
Right.
canon, so we're really interested in what are you getting out of it? What are you seeing that's
Exactly.
important? Um, same thing with the movies. What are specific things that you're keying on? You don't really have to tell us the story.
What happened? Exactly.
Right.
Yes. That's even better said than what I said. Thank you. That was great, Bond. So the other really kind of interesting assignment that we're going to be doing this week that's a little bit like the photo safari that we did 2 weeks ago, it's called the design blitz. So it's the same basic concept. We're going to give you 10 concepts of design that you need to do a little reading about, learn a little bit about, and then over the course of the week, carry your camera with you, your phone, or if you have a digital camera that you carry with you, and look in your environment, in the designed environment around you, posters, advertisements, billboards, bumper stickers, menus, all kind. If you really think about it, you're surrounded all day by media that has been designed in very explicit ways, and you want to look at that media with a very critical lens, trying to capture some of those design concepts that we've outlined in today's in this week's intro post. So that's the design blitz. Now, we've put together a special design resources page, which should serve to help you kind of navigate some of this new territory. It links to a great audio done by a colleague of ours, Tim Owens, kind of a general overview to design, some other great basic background design resources, as well as a breakdown of those 10 concepts, with at least a summary for each of those, and in many cases additional links and resources that you might want to review. So that's the design blitz. Again, it's a little reminiscent of the photo safari, not exactly the same thing, but the same basic idea that you're spending the week sort of tuning in to your environment in a new way and looking for very specific examples of these design concepts. Is that basically, did I do justice to that? I actually haven't taught Design Blitz. You might be interested in knowing, Bond. The last time I taught DS-106, which was, gosh, over 2 years ago, I don't think we had begun this assignment yet. So this is kind of new for me. How did it go with the Wire 106 iteration of digital storytelling last fall? How did that go?
Yeah, I think it went really well. They picked up on the ideas of design. We used the Vignali canon back then. They picked up on that, and people went around and find design in their environment. I would think beyond like printed material, you could actually look at like architectural type stuff as
Oh,
well
great point. Yeah,
when we're looking
absolutely.
at it.
Paul,
So,
you there?
What?
yeah,
You guys here?
Grew.
Hey, listen, my cover's been blown. They know about the Dutch oven. They know about the Dutch oven. I have an idea. Now listen, we can do this very easily.
Where are you? Where are you?
What are you doing, Paul Bond? Where's Paul Bond? Yeah, Paul
I don't know
Bond.
what you're saying. I don't
Yeah,
know
what?
where he is. I don't know.
Собака, где он? Где Paul Bond? Где он? If we don't get Paul Bond, Jim Groom is a dead man.
what's going on there?
Did you guys, Black Bond? Are you seeing this?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that?
Did
He's gone.
who? Bond? Do you know who that was?
I
Bond?
don't know who
I
that
believe
was.
that person was saying your name.
He knows my name. He sounded, I don't know, was that Russian?
I don't know, and I mean I don't know. I wouldn't want to say, but it certainly sounded like it might be Eastern European, Russian. Do you have any idea what that was about, Bond?
I don't know.
Is there any reason
Now,
why
I'm
there
not
would?
sure why Jim is out there. We actually worked on a wiretap job, but we closed that out a couple months ago. And that
Did it involve?
some Eastern Europeans. And I
Well,
mean, this was East Coast, though, so I don't know.
he said his cover was blown. I mean, he is on assignment. I'm aware of that, but I'm not aware of anything that would have led to that particular situation. And excuse me if I'm wrong, but it definitely sounded like that gentleman
Yeah.
wanted to locate you.
Yeah, I heard my name in there. I don't know the Russian, but
Okay, well that's okay. That's pretty troubling. We may
yeah,
want to edit this. I don't know. We'll talk.
yeah, I
Um,
don't know if I want everyone to see that.
all right. Where were we? Design Blitz. Oh, all right. We're also going this week, Design Week, in Noir 106. We're also going to be returning to our daily creates, or continuing our daily creates. We're going to step it up again to 3 daily creates this week. So keep up your good work with those. Remember, those are meant to be quick exercises to kind of get you in the habit of being creative on a daily basis. So go ahead and keep up with your daily creates. Bond, do you want to talk to them a little bit about the design assignments for this week?
Yeah, we're going to be doing design assignments, 12 stars of design assignments from the design category in the assignment bank. You have the option, if you want to, substitute up to 2 animated GIF assignments. There's a category for those in there as well, and we're going to give you a tutorial on how to create animated GIFs if you don't know how to do that already. 6 of the 12 stars have to be dedicated towards the character that you've created. So you have your option, whatever assignments you want to do. Some really popular design assignments we had in the past were the 4-icon story assignment, where you use like 4 minimalist-like icons to tell a story. There's also the minimalist poster design assignment, though again, they're not required. And also, at least one assignment that you're doing this week has to be 4 stars or higher. We want you to push yourself to try something more involved, something that's a little more effort. And remember, when you write these things up, remember you have to narrate your process, your thinking, why you chose that particular assignment. We've given you the link before about the tips on how to write up assignments like a pro. Really pay attention to that. A lot of people have been slacking off on that, and that really is at least half of the value of the assignments there is in the write-up.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great
Guys,
point.
guys,
Design.
guys.
El Hota!
Do you know what's happening?
Bond, is this someone you know?
Yes, this is El Hota.
Guys.
High five.
Yes. That is
El Hota, the character.
Yes.
Yes.
Hota De Niro from Miami.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Groom is in trouble, guys.
We know that. We're
heard.
aware of. We
Got
know
the word
about that.
too.
We've got things under control. There's nothing. Bond, how exactly do you know El Hota?
Guys.
He worked with us on the internet job last year. That involved some work in Miami, tracking down a killer. Hota was part of that.
Yep.
The internet job.
Sure.
Yes.
So you don't have to worry about that if you don't know anything about it. It's top secret, but that's neither here or there. Right now, we need to get to the bottom of Groom. He's in trouble.
We know
So
that Groom.
what do you know about it?
Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a nightclub in Miami. It means the world to me, and I don't know if you guys knew this, but when I was creating this nightclub, I was telling my family, and my grandma was so interested and for some reason wanted to help fund this nightclub for me, and don't know why, but I think it's making sense now. I think she's got something to do with this.
Your grandmother?
My grandma, my sweet grandmother. She's real special to me in my heart, but guys, I don't know, this is not good. She has these friends, these from Europe. I think they might be Russian. Don't quote me on that. They might be, from all we know. But we think she might be using my club as a front for something. I just don't know. She told me not to worry about it, but it's not looking good, guys.
So she's connected and she let them in.
Yeah.
It's making sense.
I'm real paranoid. I think those guys might be watching me. I know they have Groom right now. But Paul, I'm gonna try my hardest to make sure they don't come after you. I don't know if you heard they might be after you, but we're gonna have to work on this.
we heard them mention my name, so now we know what they're up to. Okay.
All right. Do you have any tips for me?
Stay off their trail. You know about the Dutch oven, and yeah, the Dutch oven, and the hunter green heavy jacket.
Mm.
You know, this is what the
Right.
Noir Cat recommends.
Okay.
Although the Cog Dog mentioned a heavy iron skillet will do, but
Iron skillet. Got
either
it.
way, yeah,
Got it. Okay. All right, guys. We're gonna get through this.
yeah.
We're gonna get
All
through this. Man, I hope Jim's okay. So, all right, guys.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
thank you for checking in with us.
All right. Until next time.
All right. High five.
High five, guys.
So, Bond, there's obviously a lot more backstory there that maybe you and I need to discuss at some point. It seems like El Hota knows quite a bit. Um,
Well, these were
so
earlier jobs,
I understand. All right.
but apparently
All
they're
right.
coming back to haunt us.
Let's try and wrap up this week's assignments. All right. There is one other thing that we added in here. That students are not required to do this week, but that we recommend they begin thinking about, which is that at some point over the course of the semester they are required to come up with 2 assignment ideas to submit to the assignment bank, and to complete 2 detailed tutorials of 2 assignments that they do. It can be the assignments that they recommend for the assignment bank. It can be an assignment they've already completed, or it can be an assignment that they do between now and the end of the semester that they write that tutorial for. Those can happen anytime between now and the end of the semester, but we want to make sure students know that that's on the docket now, that they should submit those whenever they feel ready and confident to do so. Some people might want to go ahead and get that taken care of so it's not hanging over their head for the rest of the semester. So we threw that in this week. Again, it's not a requirement for this week, but it is something to begin thinking about.
Yeah, and you can really play that to your advantage. I think Spencer actually did it this week. He did an assignment a little differently, so it didn't fit exactly what was expressed in the assignment, and you know, you have a lot of leeway there anyway. But he wrote up a new assignment to fit what he did. So if you've got an idea, something you want to do, and it fits what's going on here, make it an assignment, put it out there.
Yeah, that's a great way for you to contribute back in to this community of DS106, and it's a great way for you to, you know, pay it forward to future versions of this class. Students down the road, you may have an assignment that becomes, you know, one of the most popular ones of the class, and then this is your opportunity to make that happen. Black, do you have anything that you'd like to add at this point?
Well, you know, since this week's about design, the Noun Project is a great website for students to use with a lot of, you know, like the minimalist assignments. Oh, sorry. Hello? Hello? Who's this? Jack?
Okay.
As she was saying, the Noun Project, that is
Yes,
a great
the Noun
place
Project, a great
to get
resource. And actually,
icons.
yes, that also reminds me, just, gosh, this has been a crazy video. Just one more thing to point out on that design resources page that I mentioned earlier. At the top of it, in the more general resources, students will find lots of links to resources they might find useful as they're completing their design assignments this week, including the Noun Project. One of my favorite places to go and get free graphics that you can use in design projects. I think that's basically it for Design Week, Bond. I feel like we should say that this may seem like a kind of crazy week, but we have things under control here. We know exactly what we're doing this week. Students shouldn't be worried. We have a clear a clear agenda for our assignments for this week. All of this will be posted on Monday along with this video. Whatever is going on with Groom and El Hota is a mystery, and we will have to stay on top of that. But that should not that should not distract us from the work, the important work that we need to do.
Yeah. You know, just thinking of it, if Groom's in trouble here,
Yeah.
we can use our design assignments here. I know there's propaganda posters, there's bumper sticker assignments. We can put something out there to help Groom out.
That's a great idea, Bond. Let's focus our energies. This has been a somewhat disconcerting evening for us. I imagine students watching this may be surprised and shocked. Let's use our assignments this week. Let's try to find some assignments that we can use to get the word out about what's developing, to hopefully turn what seems to be a troubling situation into a hopeful and one with a great outcome.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's make lemons out of lemonade, or vice versa. All right.
Right. Okay. Well, Bond, it's just you and me. I guess we'll be in touch.
Yeah.
And we'll. All right. We'll talk soon. Have a great evening, Bond. And everyone out there. Yes. noir106.
For
Peace.
life. All right.